Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be based off of one that I've kind of seen floating around in the fragrance community, which is a show me your Dent tag. So I don't think I was tagged. If I was, I apologize. I don't think I saw it, but I kind of thought what a fun idea to look through my perfumes and see which ones had the biggest dents, because I think that says a lot about your collection and about the perfumes you actually like to wear. So yeah, I thought today I would share with you guys my perfume bottles with the biggest dents. If you are new here, hello, and thank you so much for stopping by my channel. My name is Alithia, and on this channel we talk mostly about perfumes. So if that is your thing, definitely make sure to head on down and hit the subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get started. So I'm not going to go in any particular order, and the first one that we will talk about is Narciso Poudre. So this one, unfortunately, is an opaque bottle, so you can't actually see. I think if you hold it up to a flashlight or something, you should be able to see, but you can't actually see what the dent looks like in this bottle. But the reason I'm including it is because this is one of the bottles I've had in my collection for the longest, and I used to wear this alternating with Victor and Ralph Flower Bomb. So like Flower Bomb was like my sweet sexy perfume, and this was like my cozy nighttime at home, whatever, like all other occasion type of perfume, back when I didn't have such a fragrance obsession. So this one used to be one of my absolute favorite fragrances. If you haven't smelled this before, this kind of reminds me of like a vanillic baby powder. It's a very soft, pretty, feminine, musky. I think there's cedar in this one too, and I think there's actually coumarin in here, not tonka bean, but this has a very like vanilla powdery smell, and I really like it. So if you could see the dent in this bottle, you would probably see a fairly good sized dent, because this was one of the ones I used to wear all the time, so I did have to include it in today's video. The next one is Zadig & Voltaire. This is her, and this one I think has actually lost a little bit of popularity recently. I think it kind of had like a phase where everybody was getting their hands on this, and I know there's a couple of people who I've seen have parted ways with it since. But you guys, this is a 100 ml bottle, and look at that dent. This bottle has at least 10 or 15%, I would say, gone, and I have only had this since September, so I wouldn't even say that this is one of my favorite perfumes. But when I first got this one, I did wear this a lot. I sprayed a lot of this on myself, and I wore it a lot, especially in the fall time. I felt that this was like the perfect fall fragrance. So this is kind of a sweet gourmand fragrance. There are some floral notes, and there's also like this kind of a strange cold vibe about it. It has a very unique scent profile. I think it's hazelnut, whipped cream, floral. I think there's also some pink pepper, and it kind of, like I say, it just kind of smells cold. It looks almost like a piece of ice, and it kind of smells a little bit like a piece of ice. So it's kind of interesting. I really like this one. I do understand where people are coming from, that it's not like all that it's hyped up to be in a way. I don't know, like my boyfriend also really likes this one. He thinks it's a quite a sexy perfume. So I am going to wear this again during the fall next year, but we'll see how much I still love it by the end of 2021. The next one is Olympia from Paco Rabanne. So again, I'm very repetitive with this. I'm sorry, you guys, but this easily has one of the biggest dents out of any bottle in my perfume collection. And even that being said, this is not a huge dent, but keep in mind too, as I go through these fragrances today, that I do have roughly 65 fragrances currently, and that's with a couple that I have recently decluttered. So my collection has been really big for a while now, since I started kind of collecting perfumes. So any kind of a size of dent is actually fairly significant. So yeah, this is actually a pretty good sized dent. This was my favorite perfume to wear in like late spring, early summer of 2020. I used to wear this on a lot of like day dates, like going for a drive, getting brunch, getting coffee. It's also a sexy perfume. I like to wear it for nighttime for dates occasionally. I do have to admit, you guys, that this was at one point like the be all end all for me, and it no longer is. So this is no longer at the top of my list for like favorite perfumes. I'm definitely changing my tastes a little bit. The last 6 months has really, my tastes have changed a little bit, I guess. So doesn't mean I don't still love this. I do still love this, but it's no longer like my top like, you know, must have, you know, second or third perfume for life kind of thing, the way it used to be. But anyway, I will still continue to wear this, and I suspect that this dent will continue to grow, because the next one is this absolutely gorgeous little bottle of Jean Paul Gaultier La Belle. This is only a 30 ml bottle, and this is one that I have told you guys I really should have gotten a larger bottle, but this was a blind buy for me earlier on in 2020, and I really do love the Jean Paul Gaultier La Belle bottles. I think they're so cute. The bigger bottle does have the little collar around the top as opposed to just the little rose thing. I really love this fragrance. This is a vanilla, pear, and vetiver fragrance, and this is just so easy to throw on, especially for nighttime, like Netflix and chill cuddling date nights. It's sexy, it's feminine, it has really good performance. I love how I feel when I wear this. I really like the scent bubble that I get. I do have to admit that sometimes when I first spray it, it can be a little bit much. I think sometimes the pear can be almost overwhelming for me. Like, it is a very, very sweet perfume. And so that sweetness mixed with that vetiver can sometimes be almost overwhelming. It can almost be a little suffocating if you go too heavy. This is one that when I run out, I will be investing in a larger bottle unless something changes in the meantime. And you can see that I have put a pretty good little dent in this bottle. Even for being just a 30 ml, this dent has been created in the last couple of months pretty much. I had a couple of weeks there where I really just loved it, and I wore it like multiple nights in a row. So super cute, love it, and I will be getting a larger bottle when this is out. The next largest dent that I have in a perfume is Miss Dior Eau de Parfum. So when you turn it to the side, that's when you can really see the damage I have done in this bottle. This is a beautiful, rosy, sweet, orangey, patchouli type of fragrance, and I absolutely love it. It's very similar to something like Viktor and Rolf Flower Bomb. They're both kind of in the same family. They're just a very sweet, sexy, feminine, floral fragrance with some patchouli. Love this. This is one of my top 5, top 10-ish for life. And this is also one of the oldest bottles I have in my collection. Every time I pull it out for a video, you can tell that the juice is subtly darker. It's like a little bit darker each time, so it does worry me a little bit. I don't want this to go bad, but currently I do keep all of my perfumes stored out of light and away from heat, so I'm hoping that this lasts me a little bit longer, but I do kind of feel the pressure to use this one up a little bit faster just so that it doesn't go bad. But I don't know, I have too many perfumes right now, and stay tuned because I will be doing another declutter in the future. I really want to get my collection down to fragrances like this that are some of my absolute favorite that I know I'm going to put a dent in. So anyways, now I'm going off on a tangent. But the next one is kind of one that surprises me, and this is Ariana Grande REM. So I've talked about this quite a bit recently actually, and as you guys know, I'm not a huge celebrity scent fan. I only currently have 2 celebrity scents in my collection. This is one that I actually really, really like. This one kind of surprised me. This is a lavender, sort of a gourmand fragrance. It also has a little bit of salt in it. I think there's some musk in it too. It does have a little bit of a sexiness to it as well. It's a little bit similar to Cloud. Like, this one and Cloud I think could be sisters, except Cloud is the more sweet, kind of whipped cream gourmandy coconutty one, where this one is the more aromatic, salty, skin-like one, which I really prefer. I do think that this is one of the more mature fragrances from Ariana Grande, and this actually is one of my favorites. I wear it quite a lot. Like, this is one that I grab if it's an evening and it's like a cold night outside, pajamas, cozying up on the couch, maybe getting some takeout, watching a movie with my partner, and I just want to smell like cozy and cuddly and feminine and delicious. It does have a bit of a sexiness to it. This is something I definitely like to wear for intimate occasions as well. There's just something about it that I really like, and I don't think that this perfume gets quite enough, credit. Sorry you guys, I worked a night shift last night. Brain is not working. I don't think this perfume gets enough credit for what it is, and I really, really like it. So that is Ariana Grande REM. The next one that has a fairly decent dent is Chanel Chance Eau de Toilette. Actually, my Eau de Parfum also has a fairly good sized dent, but I think this one's a little bit bigger. And again, I know that this is not a super impressive dent, and I do apologize, but like I say, I have only been getting into perfumes really for just under a year. So the fact that this has any kind of a dent at all is actually fairly substantial. So this was one of my go-tos during the summertime, especially on hot summer days when I was going to the gym. This is an excellent gym scent. It's also just a great all day, every day kind of grab and go fragrance. This would make a great signature scent. I absolutely love it. I sometimes struggle with, do I like this one better? Do I like the Eau de Parfum? I honestly don't know. I like them both. This one has a bit more of a fruity, fresh quality compared to the Eau de Parfum, which makes it a little bit more youthful, fun, vibrant, sexy. I don't know, I just love it. It's one of my favorites. So yeah, this one I definitely anticipate putting even more of a dent in come summer of 2021. The next one that has a fairly good sized dent is Kayali Vanilla 28. So I actually have all 4 Kayali fragrances, and I have to say that this is one of my favorite Kayali fragrances. So this one actually doesn't have any vanilla in it. This is brown sugar. I think there's vanilla orchid. There's a few other notes, but this is just such an easy grab and go brown sugar vanilla fragrance. It makes you smell feminine and sexy and sweet, and it's just like an easy dumb reach. This is one of the easiest dumb reach fragrances I have. I think it's kind of a must-have in your collection if you just want to smell good and feminine and vanilla. If you really like vanilla fragrances, you want something mass-pleasing, that you're going to get compliments, that you're going to just smell undeniably good, I highly, highly recommend this one. I love it. So I haven't worn it a lot in recent days, but this dent that you see here pretty much happened in less than a month. And that's saying a lot because I have a lot of perfumes. So I truly, truly do love this. This is one of my favorite fragrances in general, but definitely my favorite Kayali fragrance. So that is Vanilla 28. The next one that has a fairly sizable dent is my Guerlain Intense, and this one actually has a bigger dent than my original Guerlain. Sometimes I think about decluttering one of them because I do have 3 Guerlain perfumes, and they're all very similar, and yet they're all a little bit different. The original one is a little bit more aromatic, a little bit fresher. It has that bergamot. It's not quite so sweet. It doesn't have quite as much vanilla. The floral version is more floral. This one is more sweet vanilla, tonka bean based, and I love this one, you guys. It's got that perfect balance, and I find this one to be really sexy. My boyfriend really likes it. What I love about the Guerlain fragrances is you just can't go wrong. Like, you just can't go wrong. You can pick anyone and you know you're going to smell good, and I love them. This has such great performance, and I think the reason it has the size of a dent that it does now is because this is one of my go-tos in the cold weather. So I have been reaching for this one quite a lot in the last little bit, and yeah, I love it. So that is Guerlain Intense. And the last one on my list, in my number 10 spot, and this is arguably the largest dent that I have in any perfume bottle, is Sarah Jessica Parker Lovely. So how ironic is it that my most used perfume is also the cheapest in my collection? But this fragrance is only $20, and this is a musky, again, it has a little bit of lavender, but not quite as much as Guerlain. Musky lavender, floral nighttime scent. Very, very reminiscent of Narciso Rodriguez for her EDP or EDT. Sometimes I think about replacing this one with a Narciso just for that lasting power. The only issue with this one is it doesn't have amazing performance, but the reason that there's such a big dent in this one is because I wear this one to bed. So it doesn't need to have great performance because I don't want it to choke me out, and it doesn't need to last much longer than, honestly, half an hour. I do get about 3 hours or so out of this one, sometimes 4. Because I wear this one to bed, I don't really notice. I literally douse myself in it. I spray it on my wrists. I kind of just like do a like all over, and then I go to bed, and I just find it very relaxing, and it's just very feminine and pretty. It's one of the most beautiful fragrances I have, and it's very, very affordable. So if I'm only going to continue to wear the Narciso or like this type of a musky fragrance to bed, I don't see a point in purchasing a large expensive bottle or like the designer bottle, because it's just not worth it to me. And that is what I like to wear this one for. So affordable. Definitely will be repurchasing this one when it's out, although I'm kind of toying with the Narciso thing, just if I want that performance to be amplified. Anyways, this has a great big dent in it, and that is the last one on my list. So that was it for today's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed this sort of low-key, laid-back, relaxed video. If you haven't already, feel free to head on over and follow me on Instagram, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye for now.